Holy shit, it's a new year, 2017. I got new projects, new priorities, new diet, and if you went to CES, we got new technology. Stick around, we're gonna talk about that. So it's official, 2017 is here to stay. Let's make it a great year. I'm fresh back from CES, so I got the opportunity for the second year in a row to go check out all the consumer electronics, state-of-the-art stuff.
Cool stuff.
If you haven't had a chance to get out there, you gotta go. It's usually in January. You register sometime around summer. But I'm gonna give you the scoop on some of the stuff that I thought was cool, some of the industry trends. Now, some of the first things I noticed, even over last year, was the significant implementation of VR and AR. So virtual reality, where you're playing a video game, a full immersive virtual experience. You're seeing a lot of those. Last year was all about gaming. This year you're seeing some more direct application of how you could use VR for education purposes and simulate. And in addition to just VR, you're seeing AR, so augmented realities and virtual realities that are overlaid on top of your vision to give you unique experiences. And we're seeing vendors and providers that have very specific applications in your life. For example, if you're an athlete, a bicyclist, or something of that nature, there are glasses you can get with AR that will give you the specifications necessary for you to improve and be more performant, whether you're jogging, whether you're a bicyclist, and it'll give you the metrics about what your standings are, what your cadence is, what's your acceleration, and all that cool metrics that generally would be on like a smartwatch or a smartphone or something you'd have to look away. This allows you to stay focused in the zone and see your metrics as they improve through your experience. Lots of cool stuff. AR and VR. Big significance implementation. In addition to AR and VR, you've seen a lot of robotics. So one thing that was a surprise, it never dawned on me how lonely people are. There's lots of companies out there offering robotic assistants, personal assistants, companions, but there are also some companies that have directly relevant application of robotics in, say, childcare, healthcare, and education. So it's neat to see that they actually have stand-up robotics that are going to be integrating in your environment, and people are out there selling them right now. So you might see one in a mall near you giving you directions to a store or something of that nature. Really neat and very personal, but most of them look like they're only autonomous from the upper torso and their feet are like mounted on a remote control car. And they do drive around and they'll interact with you, and it's just uniquely human experience to interact with them. So things are getting better, more intelligence, better robotics, and you're seeing a lot of stuff like that. You're even seeing some contributions from the big players like Bosch, where they had a robot serving up cotton candy. So if you saw Passengers, the robotic android bartender isn't too far-fetched after going to CES. So aside from that, there's lots of technology and lots of fun application. So there's something for everybody at CES, and it depends on what your charter is when you're going there. You can go there to discover opportunities, you can go there to forge partnerships and relationships, or just see what the state of the art is in a particular industry. Anything from automotive concept cars to health and robotics and electronics and smart homes and smartphones and cell phone cases and you name it. The sky's the limit at CES. That aside, let's cut to the chase because we know why you're here. You only care about the maker, fabrication, and digital platform technologies, right? Kind of. So 3D printers had lots to offer, and when it really comes down to it, you start thinking about how 3D print industry will mature, and it'll be making them more affordable, making them more functional, and providing more capabilities. And that's exactly what we saw on the show floor. You saw devices, mostly Cartesian design devices, which is the XYZ, FDM, which is fused deposition modeling, which they lay down layers of plastic, and the way that they do that and the way that they look was presented in a manner that made it more approachable for consumer users, easier to program and slice the models in preparation for building them, or more cross-functional and safer devices to prevent you from hurting yourself. They had full enclosures, they wouldn't operate with the door open, things of that nature. There were also more advanced applications with larger build areas, so lots of multifunction devices which had interchangeable heads that would allow you to replace the general FDM extrusion head with, say, a laser engraver or a 3D model scanner or a plotter head or things of that nature. So multifunction, you get a lot more out of what you're purchasing, and the price point was a lot lower. So for consumers, you could get some multifunction Delta printer for under $1,000, which is really cool. Some of the more advanced and my favorite came from Formlabs SLA printers, which is a stereolithography, which is where they use a resin pool cool, and they actually use a laser to cure the resin as the model is generated. The dimensional accuracy and speed of those SLA machines has improved dramatically over the last year and almost doubled. SLA printers are far superior to FDM. They can hold tight tolerances up to 25 microns, whereas FDM is around 100 microns, so a significant difference between the two technologies. The model finished product is very impressive. In addition to SLA being superior to FDM, last year they maybe only had 4 different types of SLA resins. This year they've got over a dozen, which means they have semi-flexible resins as well as very rigid resins as well as 2 ceramic resins. And so if you're looking for something that provides superior print quality, then the SLA from Formlabs is the way to go. In addition to SLA and the FDM variations, there was lots of 3D printers for kids. So 3D printers that almost looked like they were preschool toys. So very cool objects here, very consumer friendly and user friendly. And if that's not enough, they even had like pancake making 3D printers, which would then draw out the designs on the pancake. I'm sure you've seen that on YouTube before. One thing that was neat to see was there were lasers on the show floor, so laser cutters. And laser cutters similar to one that I just got last month that I'm starting to do some really cool projects with, but I got mine at about a third of the price of what these guys are offering their commercial product. Same capabilities, maybe 1 or 2 minor enhancements, but being American companies, they're a little pricier. That's interesting to see. There's gaining some traction there. Things we didn't see on the show floor are race drones. That's still a little too far out, but DJI is doing a lot of great work to build the consumer interest in that sector. I'm not going to talk much about the consumable tech, the wearables, industries like healthcare, sports, fitness, home automation, fashion, and automotive industries. It's just really just too much to mention. But here's a quick peek at all of that technology. So unfortunately, that's all I'm going to cover today. It's a short episode, first one of the year, but I wanted to cover at least the CES stuff because it was a lot of fun. I really want to encourage you to plan for it next year. Registration comes around like in summer, so pay attention. Look for a CES 2018 in around June timeframe. You'll be able to get early registration a little bit cheaper so that you can attend in January next year. Lots of cool stuff, and it'll get you in the know for the year to come. As always, we've got some really cool episodes coming up. We're going to do a lot more with the laser stuff, and I gave you a little teaser a couple weeks back with a Star Wars AT-AT figure, which is going to be really cool. So that's in the works. Laser cutting, we've got some contests going on. If you didn't get a chance to vote for my project, probably too late. If you did, thank you very much. Please take the time to subscribe to the channel. I could really use the following. We're trying to build a community here and give and take and all that stuff. So take a minute to share the love. Thanks. And as usual, stay safe, have fun. I can't wait to see you next time.